For he who has been forgiven much loves much, but he who has been forgiven little loves only little. And that verse used to trouble me. It used to I used to be confused about that verse, because at first glance it kind of looks like, well, you're almost better off if you've done a lot of wrong in your life and you need forgiveness, because then you're going to end up loving God more. And it's almost like if you've lived a pretty good life and you haven't really done that much wrong, well then you're not going to love God that much. You know, at first sort of glance, at first reading, you can sort of get that impression, and that used to confuse me and trouble me. Like, what is that? That's strange, you know. And that kind of coincides with another Bible verse where it says, where sin abounds, grace abounds all the more. But I realized there's multiple different meanings to that verse. Yes, it can mean that, and yes, it can mean someone who realizes, wow, they've been forgiven of so much by God, can have a lot of love in return. And where sin abounds, grace abounds even more. It can mean, definitely it can mean that. But I realized it also had another meaning in that verse, in that Jesus was having a subtle, you know, rebuke of those Pharisees. In other words, he was saying, the reason why you guys don't really love me that much and you don't appreciate me is that you think that you're not guilty of that much wrong, right? So it's not that they're not guilty of wrong. It's that in their minds they think they're pretty good. And so, as I just shared in my previous video, like the whole concept of comparing ourselves to each other versus comparing ourselves to God, and the difference in consequences, it's when you realize who you've sinned against, and that no matter who you are, we've all broken God's holy laws, we've all fallen short of his glory. That love sort of overflows in your heart because of how much he loves you. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.